problem. Although hourly earnings were up 5.1% over the past year, overall wages fell by 3.6% when adjusted for inflation. And for those on fixed incomes or tight budgets, like students and retirees, inflation is especially difficult to handle and can amount to a life overhaul.
Patty Byther just unretired and got ready for her new part-time job.
I thought I was done. I had worked it all out financially that, I afford it.
With prices soaring, her retirement lasted 10 months.
These are my fuel bills.
In 13 months, it went up $150.
Correct. My safety net is just gone.
When do you see yourself retiring for real?
I don't really see a time when I'll be able to retire again, or entirely again, which is sort of annoying and sad.
Yeah, that is putting it lightly. It must be so frustrating to retire, think you're done, and then have to go back to work. That is the absolute worst case scenario of retirement, other than, of course, moving to Florida. So, given that it is hurting so many people right now, tonight, let's examine inflation. What caused it, what we've done to address it so far, and what could happen next. And let's start with how exactly we got here, because you've probably heard a lot of explanations flying around.
This is Bidenflation, a 39-year high created by Joe Biden.
Make no mistake, inflation is largely the fault of Putin.
The supply chain is the catalyst at the end of the day.
Inflation is not caused by the Build Back Better or the bipartisan bill. It's caused by corporate greed.
Yeah, there has been a flurry of finger-pointing, with many tending to place the blame on whatever they were already mad at, with some Democrats blaming corporate greed, Republicans blaming Joe Biden, Biden blaming Putin, and your dog presumably blaming the vacuum cleaner. And here is the interesting thing. Aside from the dog, they're probably all at least a little bit right. Because the truth is, there is no one cause of inflation. At the best of times, it involves a multitude of factors, and the situation that we're in right now has been an unprecedented perfect storm. And to understand that storm, it might actually help to pause for a moment to talk about the mechanics of inflation. Very basically, it happens whenever there is too much demand for too little supply. If people have lots of money to spend, they usually want to buy more stuff. But if there is not enough stuff to go around, then the price of that stuff goes up. I'll give you an example. Let's say that every single person in America suddenly wins the lottery, and everyone now has $40 million to spend. What are they going to do? Well, I would assume that they do what I would, which is immediately buy this $1,500 emerald patina fountain statue of a frog spreading its unnaturally long legs in a manner that seems offensive, but I'm not exactly sure to who. Now, by the way, the frog comes in two sizes, large and giant. Now, obviously, if you win the lottery, you are springing for the giant one, but here is the problem. There are currently only 3 of them left in stock, so the statues are likely to get more expensive because everyone suddenly wants one, as they all have more money to spend, but there are only 3 left. Basically, high demand, not enough supply, and that's how we get frogflation. So, too much money chasing a limited supply of goods can lead to inflation, and some on the right have seized on the too much money